is user experience being put by the wayside in favour of whizzy tools?
User experience and some of the principles that we talked about that have been labeled Web 2.0, I think are inherently connected. It's not one or the other. It is exactly the same thing. And it is the whole proposition that you're delivering within that context. Whether it has a social element is again different, but that is underpins again that user experience. And it does go back to what you were saying, I think, a little bit about brand and whether somebody will buy from one place or they will come back. If you think like Kodak had uploading your photos and sharing them with your friends years ago, millions of users, it never captured the imagination of people the way Flickr did, for example. Why? Because again, you could do pretty much the same things at the beginning, nothing that different. But it was the way that it was put together. It was the language. It was the copy on the side. It was the people behind it. It was just the fact that it was something completely different at a very real level, and that is not. It's not something that you can easily replicate, and you can definitely not replicate it by coming from a top-down approach and picking specific technologies, throwing them there, and hoping that they stick. I don't think that really is something that you can do.
I think what that also implies is it's very hard for people to generate that spontaneously from large companies. And I think where you see this is you see a lot of acquisitions in the Web 2.0 type environments.
Yep.
So Flickr was bought. These other sites were bought. They weren't created by the people who now own them. And I think because it's such a free-for-all, it's very Darwinian. You have a lot of natural selection. It's very hard to say what the next good customer interaction thing will be.
Yeah.
But you can go and look for it and then appropriately buy it.
Precise. And the thing that is changing that has changed is that the cost of actually trying something new out now is negligible. You can come up with something brilliant in 3 days if you have the focus and you have the idea and you can lock yourself away and do it and see if it takes off or not.
Just thinking about the user experience again, and one of the things I find a bit frustrating about Web 2.0 is that it assumes that there are Web 2.0 users who have no other needs in terms of actual what channels they may be interacting with around your site. So, a number of times we find that organisations are very siloed in the way in which they think about their user interaction and their user experience, rather than actually thinking about, actually this person is going to interact with the contact centre as much as they are with the website, and therefore actually the whole thing needs to be joined up in terms of both the information that's available about what that customer has been doing, but also about the kind of experience that you're trying to service.